Go. Eric Williams, Mark Alfaro, and Chuck Glenn. So Brent in black, Eric in blue, Mark in green, and Chuck Glenn in pink. So Chuck Glenn came second in yesterday's SUP race. This event does consider the points of not only the SUP-surf contest, but also the SUP-surf race. The SUP race. You want to do well in both events. Winning just the SUP-surf contest will not get you all the way to the top in the overall points. You want to win the surf and the race. So in the water right now, a bit of a lull, but we have heat number 3 already paddling out. We can see Anthony Vella here on the inside, but the guys are waiting. You want to wait, and right now it is pretty nerve-wracking because the guys are shoulder to shoulder on the outside, and you want to joust for priority. Whoever takes deepest has the priority, and so, and there are no buoys, it's just everyone out there just trying to have that extra inch to be able to take off deep and have priority on the other competitors. If a competitor happens to drop in on someone, then there we go. Here we got a profile here on Chuck Glenn. Chuck Glenn was born in the USA. Date of birth is September 2nd, 1988. He's 24 years old, 6 feet tall, and he weighs 185 pounds. So Chuck Glenn is a big boy, and he's fast, and he can also surf incredibly well. Okay, we got an interview with Matt Becker lined up for you. There you go, Duke. Take it away.
Wow. Did you have your eggs this morning? No, I didn't know they were doing the heats until 7:30, and we're booking it down here. Okay, everyone, we're back here with Matt Becker from the last heat. Matt, how was your heat this morning? I think it went pretty good. I was just telling Duke, it's when it's high tide like this, it's really hard to. It can be really hard to find a groove. The swells don't pop up, and you don't see them moving in as easily as it would if it was low tide, where they're hitting the reef, and there's less water moving around and less kind of jumbled. But yeah, I put a few turns together, and we'll see how it goes. But there was a few waves I was happy with for sure. Well, you were surfing great this morning, and in the afternoon yesterday you were absolutely ripping, and it was almost like 2 different surf spots. With the lower tide yesterday, your surfing was spectacular. In fact, you did that one turn where you came off the bottom and went into the lip and sort of free fell down. Tell us about the heat yesterday versus today. I think yesterday, we got kind of a late call, so it was just like all of a sudden, still rubbing the sleep out of my eyes. I'm in my suit, jumping off the cliff into the water. Yesterday I got down here at like 3, and my heat was at 440, so I was just sitting down here frothing for like an hour and a half. I couldn't even handle it. So when I got out there, I just wanted to hit it, you know what I mean, and do some turns. So it definitely, it definitely helps a lot when you get psyched up. And of course, as anyone knows that's spent some time surfing, when you're excited to go surfing, you generally have a pretty damn good time. And it looked like you were having a darn good time, and we had a great time watching you yesterday. So one last question. You've won this event before. You know Steamer Lane pretty well after coming up here a bunch. What does it take to win the Surf Tech Shootout? Got to be able to read the waves. The guys that win or do really well, the guys that know which ones are going to go and which ones are not. And luckily, Steamer Lane is a lot like my home spot or Rincon, where just from sitting there, you're like, oh, this is going to be the one, and it's just going to line up. And so that really helps. It's not necessarily the set wave. Sometimes it'll be the one that's just like waist high, but you see it's got a little bit shoulder down the way, and it's starting to bend, and that thing will go from a knee or waist high wave to overhead. And so having that ability definitely gives you a huge advantage. Awesome. Well, Matt, good luck. We hope you make it through this round, and look forward to seeing you in the water again today. All right, buddy. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, that was Matt Becker from Santa Barbara, California. Matt Becker won. All right, that was Matt Becker. Matt Becker, also known as the Lion in the Cage, as Duke called him yesterday. And Duke was As Matt said, he was frothing here, just standing on the cliff waiting for his heat. But yeah, that's one of the things with the early heat. Sometimes you don't have the time to do the warm-up. You get in the water and you're just waking up. Your muscles are still not quite there, but it doesn't matter. You got to make it happen. Here we have Black up and riding. Black is Brant Pasco. Brant Pasco from down in Southern California. So all the boys are standing pretty tight in the takeoff and jousting for priority. Chuck Lynn went for a wave. He tried a few nose rides there. He didn't connect it through. The waves kind of closed out. So I don't know. What do you think? Tweet us. Hashtag SurfTechSO13. Hashtag SO13. And tell us what you think. I do not know who's going to be advancing in this heat. But it looks like okay, here we go. We got a profile on Brant Pasco. Brant is my age. There you go. Was born in 1979. He's 33 years old. He's 5'11". I'm 6'1". I got at least that edge on him. Maybe not in the water and definitely not in a sup race. So 190 pounds, and he has a regular stance. So Brant Pasco, one of the most fun guys you have hanging out with. Brant. He's an all-around waterman. He works with Dave Bainey with the Infinity crew. Always a nice crew to hang out with. So Brant Pasco. That's nice to know. Another guy, 33 years old, 1979 fella. Here in Santa Cruz. The only difference is his regular stance. I'm goofy, so I would be working this wave on my backhand. He has the advantage of working on his front side. So again, this is heat number 2. Brant Pasco in black, Eric Williams in blue, green is Mark Alfaro, and pink is Chuck Lynn. Chuck Lynn, again, came second yesterday and doing surfing sand athlon. I got to get that name down. Got to double check with Duke. Okay, we have some profile videos for you coming up here. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Brant Pasco. Come from Dana Point, California. My athletic background would be I was a soccer player growing up.
My name is Matt Becker. I'm from Santa Barbara, California, and my background before stand-up was shortboarding.
Alrighty, there you have it. Brant Pasco and Matt Becker, their little profile there. So always great to learn more about these guys. So Matt Becker, I think Matt Becker, if you don't know about Matt Becker, his family comes from a fishing background. And Matt's dad, Mark, they have some boats up in Alaska. And they have like quite a few stories to share, I'll tell you. Also, they do some fishing off the Channel Islands. If you don't know about the Channel Islands, you got a lot of sharks and a lot of sea life there. Not the type of place that, you know, your average Joe will go to. So, cold waters, big fish, no thanks. But there is some surf there, and some people do some paddling there. In fact, Karen ran all the way from, I believe, Oregon. She had like some pretty nice paddling journey in the Channel Islands. But anyway, back in Santa Cruz, California, here we are looking at a beautiful day. And not much of a wave right now. I am sure the nerves will be building because the clock is ticking and there are no waves. Everybody's fighting for priority, and sometimes, you know, even if you are among friends there, it can get kind of dicey because you want to make it through your heat, and there is a tight takeoff. You got 4 guys in the water, and there are only so many waves, and so it can get dicey, but we're all friends. So, and And there are no rules as far as priority either, so sometimes you do have to be a bit rough. There you go. As you can see, pink came from behind green. This is a tight takeoff right now.
Hey everybody, we're back here. I'm here with Dave Bainey from Infinity. Dave just got out of the water from the last heat. Dave, the Infinity team seems like they are on a mission to not just do well in this event, but with Slater Trout winning the race yesterday, I mean, Infinity looks to be dominating this event right now.
Well, I mean, we're all really good friends. We all just travel together and just try to have fun. And if we end up doing good, that's awesome. And you know, Slater happened to win, which is great. You know, I'm super stoked for him. And I mean, we're just here to have fun, and I think it comes out. You know, 'cause we really have a good time, and the waves are insane. Again, I think Duke calls the swell every time. Nice job, buddy. So yeah, we're stoked to be up here. We love this event.
Well, it's kind of been a grassroots event over the last few years, and it's obviously growing a little bit. But it's always been fun to watch you come up here. Initially, what brought you up here? Was it the opportunity to surf the lane with just a couple other guys, or was there something else that brought you guys up here?
No, I mean, there's obviously way more races than there are surf competitions. So this is a little trek for us, but any surf contest that has SUP in it, I'm going to try to show up to it because there's not that many. So that's why we initially came up, and then just the race is fun in itself as well. So why as well knock them both out, you know? So it's a rad format, and we'll be here every time.
Awesome. Well, we're super stoked to have you here every time. And I want to ask you real quick about boards. Yesterday we were watching some of the guys, and their boards had more of the rounder nose, sort of a longboard style. And your board and Matt Becker's boards are more of that high-performance shortboard style. What's the difference in those boards, and is there a difference in surfing each of those boards?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the waves are bigger, and they're kind of, you know, they're kind of fat and eat a lot of warble off the rock over there. So sometimes a longer board is an advantage. You could put more rail in the water and put more fin in the water. Like I'm kind of hopping around, but you know, you could change fins and stuff. And I don't know. It's really, that's where subsurfing is. You can't, you know, do you score nose riding or you don't score nose riding? So, you know, for some of us that go on the world tour, they don't score nose riding. So I'm just gonna, you know, what Kai and all those guys are doing, that's what I'm going to do if I want to, you know, hang with those guys. But I really like to nose ride, so that's why I'm kind of torn sometimes. I go, man, I could nose ride that section right there, but I just choose not to because, you know, that's just what the tour standard is. But
Sure.
But I mean, guys like Chuck Lynn and those guys are ripping out there and getting scores, so it makes you double think about it for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was really exciting watching the action yesterday. It looks like the waves are still here today. It's probably going to get better as the day moves on. Dave, good luck. We hope you make it through the next round, and hopefully we'll see you on the water again.
All right. Thanks, Duke. Appreciate it, man. Right on.
All right, thanks, guys. So we'll send it back to you guys.
All righty, that was Dave Bainey, and great interview, great guy, great family. Also Steve Bainey, a surfing legend, big name. Oh, beautiful turn there. So we're looking at heat number 3 right now. You just saw Anthony Vela coming down the line, getting some beautiful turns. And right before him, you also saw Tommy Lloyd down the line and working his backhand. So 2 goofy footers having to work their backside and doing a beautiful job at it. Also, not trying to steal the thunder of Duke's interview with Dave Bainey, but right